This is the Owens Odyssey podcast. Thank you for being here. How are you, John?
Listen, I'm not too bad.
What have you been up to?
Doing jigs around the country. Some gigs and all that.
Oh, brilliant.
Talking stuff.
Talking
to people.
Talking outlandish sort of stuff.
Talking out loud in public.
Mm-hmm.
And sometimes you wonder, what are you doing?
Yeah, do you ever get in the moment and you're like,
out
what?
of body.
Yeah.
Stuff. What am I doing? What's this?
Yeah. And you're just like staring like...
And there's people all there like that. And you're going, something. Noise.
Yeah.
What's this all about?
Yeah. And then you get someone looking at you and they can see in your eyes that you're a bit like
You're
not there. Yeah. Your mind's gone like... and you're like, I'm sorry.
They can see, yeah. Some people can just...
Some people just get it, you know? They like, that guy needs help.
That fella's wrong.
I was doing a gig one time. I forget where it was, but like about 45 minutes into the fucking gig. And in my mind, I was like, has to be an hour. About 45 minutes in, I was like, sorry, folks, I was sick recently. And I was like, I have run down with a cold, but I was like, do they think I'm mentally sick?
Yeah, maybe.
And I was like, I didn't explain it because I thought if I explain it, it'll be even weirder.
Yeah.
So they were like, right. Then I was like, that's the show finished. And I was like, that got a bit of a laugh because they thought that I was doing something a bit absurd, but I wasn't. I was genuinely like, I wasn't feeling energetic or I just driving to the gigs and all that stuff. But then I think I pulled another 7 or 8 minutes out of the bag.
Yeah.
But rocky roads.
It's all
good stuff though.
It's all about
experimentation.
I guess it is, I suppose. I mean, you'd be just talking and wondering, what is it? What is it?
What is the funny bone?
What is the thing?
What is the thing you're trying to tap into all the time?
People wanting to be taken away from. That's why they're there, I think. That's why they pay. That's why they want to go to the thing. They want to be taken out of
the seriousness.
The normal.
Yeah.
They've organised this, organised that, working, talking, busy, serious. And then they go to this place and they pay some monies and they sit down and they want somebody to just go, here's something bananas.
That you never think of.
That you wouldn't think of because you haven't time, you're too busy.
Yeah.
And here's something bananas and here's something that you laugh at, I hope.
Yeah.
And then when you laugh enough, you're getting away from...
You're kind of forgetting the seriousness of life. Yeah.
Do you know what I mean? I was thinking about that the other day. I wasn't watching it recently, but I saw a documentary years ago about the Ramones. It was called The End of the Century. It's about 20 years old. And Joe Strummer was describing, out at the Clash, was describing the Ramones gig that he went to.
Yeah.
It was pure punk. It was 2 minutes of tunes and fast tunes, no chatting in between. An hour of a gig and off. That was it. And he was going, it was like, Joe Strummer was going, it was like so tight. It was so tight. You couldn't get a cigarette paper in between the songs. It was that fast.
Yeah.
I was thinking, dead right, because people are busy. They've got things to do, places to go.
Yeah.
Can't be waiting around.
Yeah.
I was going, that's right. That's true.
But do you not need to leave a bit of space for silence?
You do indeed.
I'm scared of the sound of silence when I'm on stage. I'm like, I have to keep talking.
I used to be, but I'm not so much now.
No?
Quite. There's something about it now. Dermot McMorrow from Savage Eye and from Ballads of the Year.
On Blackboard Jungle.
Huh?
Blackboard Jungle.
Blackboard Jungle?
No.
Was he on it?
He was. He was in the crowd.
And he was a teacher as well, Dermot.
Bloody good one.
A bloody good one. And he used to say, I don't mind silence. I consider it to be art. So when he wouldn't get laughs, he'd say that to an audience.
Okay, right.
Silence is fine with me. I judge it as being art. And then laugh at that.
Right, okay. So he had a bit of a backup there for that one. Yeah.
The silence.
Yeah. Depends how long you leave it for too, because it's a timed thing as well. Like,
but I'd say, there's people who play with it and go on and they just leave it for ages. And audiences can tend to walk into the gap.
Walk into the tension, is it a bit?
Walk into the tension and start giggling. Start going, and you can get energy going that way.
Yeah.
Tommy Cooper used to stand side stage at his gigs with a microphone and just go,
I love Tommy Cooper.
For a few minutes.
Yeah.
Until they were completely bent over laughing.
Yeah. That sound, though, there is something about that sound he makes. And it's a bit like Mr. Bean. It's like, I don't know what it means.
Yeah.
But I was watching a lot of Mr. Bean recently, and he does make that sound an awful lot. It's like a content sort of like decompression sound.
Yeah.
Or it's like, I don't even know if that's it. Is it like is there a bit of like, fuck this, I'm going to have to do it kind of sound to it?
Yeah.
Tommy Cooper was a great man. He used to make up a lot of stuff, apparently.
A lot of stuff was very inventive.
Yeah.
You know, black, all this thing. And he had this persona where he was an amateur.
Yeah.
Where he was not succeeding at any of this.
Everything was falling apart.
But at the same time, it was all beautiful.
Yeah, the irony of that, like.
You know? And he'd be like, you know, he'd be laughing at these jokes as if he was amazed that they worked.
Yeah. First time that they'd ever worked for him, kind of thing.
I remember he had this kind of joke ham in his hand, what they got, a joint of joke ham.
Yeah.
And he was looking at it, it was East Ham, West Ham. He'd smell it, Oldham.
Yeah. So it's silly.
I was swimming. So I was swimming. I was in Margate and I was swimming. Because I had the instructions here. Stuff like that.
Fucking classic.
I met a fellow walking along the seabed. The seabed. He was wearing a grey flannel jacket and pants. So I wrote on a piece of paper. I said, "What are you doing at the bottom of the sea, walking along in flannel jacket and pants?" And I handed it to him. And he wrote on it and I handed it back and says, "I'm drowning."
Brilliant stuff. There's not many like him now.
No, that's quite unique.
Yeah. He had a lot of props. Sometimes people say props are a bit of a gimmick. And I heard that a few times. I've that head there behind you that I used to bring on.
That head.
Sometimes I bring on stage.
Record. It's not in view now.
No, we got a shot of that.
I love that album.
Yeah. It's nice to see those old people's faces, isn't it?
I think it's very reassuring.
Yeah, it is.
And they're happy out as well. Look at them.
There's something comforting about their smiles. Do you reckon they're happily married?
I'd say, as far as the community that they live in are concerned, they are.
Yeah, but actually behind closed doors.
You'd never know where it's going behind closed doors.
That's what I like to know about, though.
Yeah.
I like to see what...
Find that out.
What I like to know about the few minutes before bed. Are they kissing each other goodnight?
That's interesting,
or are they back to back?
Maybe.
Maybe. But anyways, getting back to the props there, John. I do sometimes have props with me on stage, but then I think, are they just a gimmick?
Is there a purpose for them, though?
Sometimes it's not.
If there's a purpose, it's good.
Yeah. But sometimes, like I used to have a phone on stage where I just talk into the phone once for the whole gig.
Yeah.
And I thought it was funny because it was just there for the one joke. Why would I bring a phone along with me for one joke? But then props started getting too heavy.
There's too many of them.
Too
much clunk.
Yeah, and then you start getting too caught up with the props. And if you forget one of them, then
yeah. It's like you look like you don't know what you're at.
Exactly, yeah.
But which can be funny too.
I suppose it can be, yeah.
The right people looking at you.
I remember one time I forgot a pair of shoes, thinking that they were going to help me out with the gig or whatever like that. But it was just, I was wearing black shoes and I used to always wear white shoes.
Yeah.
And I got the missus to go back to the house to get me the pair of white shoes. It made no difference at all to the show. Like no one even commented on them. No. I never mentioned them once.
No, but I suppose you have to point at stuff, don't you?
I suppose you do, yeah.
This is what this is for.
Exactly.
Because people be looking around the stage going, what's...
Yeah. But what if you don't say anything? Like, what if you have a pair of white shoes with a buckle on them and you don't mention them? As if to say, this is just what I wear.
Or a horse.
Yeah.
So there's a pony in the background, just walking around.
Yeah.
I made no reference to it.
Yeah, I didn't even talk to them. Jeez, I love it.
Let it walk around. And people would be going, and you wouldn't mention it.
Yeah, and then come on back at the end and say, does anyone own that horse?
Yeah, or else at the very end, you wouldn't mention it at all, right? But at the very end of the show, you come back out, a huge round of applause. Both of you, the pony and yourself, would walk off. And then both of you would walk back on again and come out to the front.
Yeah.
And the pony would be
bowing,
giving a bit of a bow.
Yeah.
And there'd be no reference to it.
That's brilliant. Would that be enough to carry the material the whole way through? Speaking from yourself.
That's how strong the pony is.
Yeah. No, but if you're up there and you're cracking like jokes that were like just, we'd say average, and but the pony was there, would that help the wave, we'll say? I'm
sure there'd be some kind of excitement about it. And it'd join in with the people that weren't bothered with the carefully crafted humour.
Yeah.
might get a kick out of just watching the pony do it.
Yeah, I get you. Yeah. There was another time where I bought a replica gun. Like a proper, I wanted to buy the proper one just so I'd have it on stage. And what I was going to do is have it down by my hand the whole time.
Yeah.
But never like reference.
And what, you want to pull it, was it?
No, I was going to pull it because I thought
that'd scare people.
It'd scare people. And then also like security wise, I don't know like what the story is. So I was just going to have it there like this. And I told the bouncers I was going to have it.
Yeah.
But I didn't even end up bringing it with me on stage. So it was down the bottom of my bag. Yeah. And then a couple of weeks later, I was heading over to England to do a video. Uh-huh. And then I had a tripod as well in the bag.
With you.
I had it with me. I didn't know I did. But it was in my bag. There was a tripod in there. And I went through Knock Airport and the gun. Yeah. And they're like, excuse me, you've got something there in your bag. And I was like, oh, they showed me the x-ray. And I was like, oh, that's the tripod. And they're like, oh, yeah, no worries. Fire ahead.
Fire ahead.
Yeah, exactly. No, sorry, pardon the pun. They didn't even say that. They just said, go on ahead there.
But if you...
Coming back then from England to Ireland, they were like, excuse me, sir, you seem to have something in your bag here. And I was like, oh, that's the tripod. And they were like, no, I'm beside it. And I seen the gun and I was like, oh, God. How do I explain this stupidness?
And what did you do?
I said to them, and I tried to explain the joke. I was bringing the gun on stage because I'm a comedian. And they're like, right, this sounds completely made up, sir. So I was like showing them my Instagram. I was like, no, it's my career. And then they were like, one of them was like, you live in Dublin, is it? Yeah. Do you ever go to Coppas? Like, swear to God, he was asking me these questions.
Really?
So I was trying to build a connection with this fella. But then the others were like, we're going to have to bring in some extra security to look at this. Because it was like, a gun in the airport is a big thing, you know, even if it's a replica.
Can be, yeah.
So 2 or 3 different rounds of police came down. And the gang of people that I was with, I'd been filming with them. They'd brought me over to film. So I was like embarrassed. And they were like, they had gone through the gates. So they're looking back at me going, what's going on? I said, oh, don't worry. I think I brought a gun with me. It's fine. I'll get through in 10 minutes. So they were like, you brought a gun to the airport. What are you on about? Like, and I was like, long story. But anyways, I got through John eventually, but an hour later, we were good and early for the airport. I went down to the customs, the far side, just looking at the booze, you know, and got a tap on the shoulder. Excuse me, sir, you're going to have to come back, asking me more questions.
Yeah.
And I was like, oh, fuck, I'm going to have to stay the night now in England, in a fucking cell.
Stay the night in England, me and the gun.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, just kissing it. But anyway, I got through.
That story in comedy world?
No, I didn't. No, I didn't because I know, but I suppose I need to know how to pad it up, you know?
It's a funny story.
Yeah.
You know, it's a funny story by it, just because it's true. All the true stuff is funny. So it's funny anyway. And you could just, at the end of it, just get back to
whatever I was saying.
Knock. And you could put yourself in a position where you're going, fuck's sake.
Yeah.
And say it to someone at Knock Airport. I fucking, why did you warn me about that?
Yeah.
You know, that's what we thought, you know. Bringing a gun to England, fucking fair play.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, he's got a bit of confidence
about that.
Yeah.
About the difference between the two
airports
and how they...
Yeah, okay.
You know, there's a lot of stuff, a lot of comedians would be just like, oh, and you would give the English thing very serious and very, oh, it's a weapon. And then you come back to Ireland and the staff see it. What's that? That's a gun. Oh.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah, I gotcha.
You know? I tell that story. It's a good one. They brought a gun to the airport.
Yeah. That's the thing, you see, with the real stories that I have, you're a great man for great stories. Like, you're a great man for...
Some of them are true.
Yeah. No, I mean, like, you know, you know how to sort of get the juice out of them.
Yeah.
How do you get the juice out of them?
Just by telling them.
Yeah, over and over.
3 or 4 times in. If something happens to me and it's real, like, obviously, some stuff happens to me and it's not real.
Go on. You won't get
I just go... That's funny. That thing that happened to me just there is funny.
The
situation is funny. So how do I... There's one tweak or twist that you can put into it.
Right.
At the end that gives it a punchline. That's all. You take the real thing, you just get a little punchline for it.
Okay.
And the punchline most likely is related to what happened, but isn't exactly what happened. So you're just putting a line into it.
Right.
To make it funny, but it's still the same essence.
Okay.
There's a thing I did that happened to me recently where I was down in Waterford and I went to a hotel that I was booked into and a big East European lad, security type fella at the door, what do you want? I said, I'm booked in here. And he went, you're booked in here? I said, yeah. Are you a refugee? And I said, well, I'm after spending 5 hours getting here from Sligo. I would stay. So I suppose I am. And he was laughing at that. And then he put me on, he rang some lad, I'll call, because there was 2 places with the same name. I went to the wrong one. And he rang some lad from Waterford who was going, tell him to go down to Shaw's. There's a place down there outside Shaw's. Where that's where he's staying. He's not staying with you, obviously. He's over there beside Shaw's.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
That big Waterford round accent. My man was there, like, from whatever country, going, I don't understand. He said to me, he handed me the phone. He said, I don't understand what he's saying. He's Irish. And he handed me the phone. So he was going, go down to Shaw's. And we got that sorted out. And I handed it back to him. And I said, what's the story here? And he says, I don't know. This is very different from where I come from, He did say that.
Yeah.
But I put a line on it, which was, it's very different from where I come from. And we totally do things differently. I don't understand what happens here. And I said, so where are you from? And he said, Tipperary. So that's just chucking a bit of a... Yeah. Even though on the day he did say, this was in Dungarvan. On the day he did say, I'm not from here. I thought he was going to say, I'm from Croatia, or I'm from Poland, or I'm from Czechia. Yeah. But he said, I'm not from here. I'm from...
He actually said that on the day.
He said, I'm from Waterford.
Okay, yeah. All right.
I thought it'd be funny to put Tipperary.
Yeah, gotcha. Right, okay.
I've already said Waterford at the beginning.
Yeah. I gotcha. So you go through that a few times.
A few times.
In your head.
And then it just pops out.
Yeah. The joke,
a few times.
It's a natural instinct.
Best way to sort of finish it.
Gotcha. Okay. That's, you see, and how do you stop other jokes coming into your head at the time?
I never stop other jokes.
No?
Let them, if they come in. Stop. Let them in.
Okay, come on in.
Sorry.
Can't come in now.
We're just in for the one. I love it. This is Thursday night. Thursday night is serious night. No jokes tonight.
No, but I mean, like,
do
you know, like, I'll think of one joke, I'm like, that's good, but it's not finished. And I'll be like, what about this other one? Oh, that's not bad. And then I have like 7 or 8 jokes that are all about 40%.
And they're all about the same. No,
they can be completely different stuff. Okay. One of them could be about dating, the other one could be about the airport, the other one. And like, they're all about 40, 50% done. Right. And it's almost like I've tricked myself into thinking they're good now, but if I think about them too much, I could make them worse. Yeah. But that's a stupid way to be.
No, I don't know. It's all about trying them out.
It is,
What people, like, you have thoughts, you have jokes in your head and you have ideas in your head.
Yeah.
And you go out and you do them. And you think this is the funny bit. And then when you do them to an audience, room of people, you realise that that's not the funny bit.
Yeah.
Some other bit that's the funny bit. Or even the bit you say in the moment about the whole thing is the funny bit.
Yeah, like a little tag at the end. Yeah, even if it's a self-deprecating tag, we're like, that didn't work.
Yeah. So
that's a good way to look at it too. But you need to know it though in order to be able to put the tag at the end, do you? Or is there?
I don't know. It's like having. I don't know. Actually, it's.
What I'm saying is, do you need the flexibility, the live flexibility? I know that sounds like wank talk, but do you know what I mean? Do you need to be able to have the skill to be quick on stage to be able to do all that stuff? That makes sense.
I guess you can
be free, like would
grow that.
Yeah.
Skill a bit, and also I was always very nervous with the thing in the first bunch of years. Really nervous, and like what you're talking about, afraid of silence. Oh God, I gotta keep talking. More lately, it's like, and it was Tommy Tiernan who was very, very helpful with that, and very watching him do what he did.
Yeah,
was very informative.
Okay,
because he'd say, just take a breath. Don't worry about it. Even if your head is empty and you're beginning to get that panic, just take a breath. Pause and don't even say anything. And once you relax, the thing comes back in.
Yeah.
And if you can do that, I think that works.
Yeah. And that takes a bit of confidence, doesn't it?
A little bit of confidence, or a little bit of, I don't know if it's confidence. It's more hope than confidence. It's the comfort if you're at ease with not having any noise. It's just silence, not having any laughs.
Yeah.
Or just a 10 seconds, 20 seconds. Maybe.
20 seconds.
Even just like going, and let yourself relax. And if you can get yourself to actually relax rather than trying to talk yourself into it, letting yourself actually,
Mm-hmm. Right. Yeah.
As if you weren't in the situation you're in. There's nothing to be afraid of in the situation, but try to relax.
Yeah, it's a good way to be, yeah. Because I know if I forget something, what I'll do is I'll do the bit of silence, but then I'll comment on something. Like, geez, that's a lovely floor.
Yeah,
but
yeah. I do that all the time.
You do?
I do that all the time.
Right.
Yesterday, I did it the last gig.
Yeah.
Oh, shit.
And then you do what? Comment?
Then you start commenting on things and talking about things, and then you go, oh, I remember now what I was trying to... I remember what I forgot.
Yeah, yeah. And then the confidence comes up again and you say,
Again.
Another thing I'm trying to do is write less stuff, but talk it out more. You know, like your man Raftery, the poet from Kilchima, the blind poet.
Oh, yeah.
Apparently he'd never write anything down. Yeah. Not a word, but he'd go around telling people. So people would sometimes like write it down. But he would go around staying in people's houses and he'd like tell them poems and stuff like that. And then they'd give him board and they'd feed him up. So he was such a good person at telling poems and stuff like that, stories, but he never wrote them down. So I was thinking, is that the best way to get to where you're just like, you just can tell funny stories, you know, all the time?
Everyone's different. You know, I don't know. Everyone has their own way of doing that.
Yeah.
I don't write stuff very well. Don't write any kind of structures or stuff. I have ideas and I put them in as a heading, as an idea, and I have a basic idea of what that is.
Yeah.
And I go up and I talk that idea. And then I get bits in that idea. And then I remember them.
Okay.
I just remember
where they fit in.
Where they fit and where the laughs were coming most frequently in that bit. So if you try it 4 or 5 times and then, you know, 8 out of 10 cats kind of thing, a survey.
Yeah.
7 out of 10 times the laugh was here, there and there.
Yeah.
So that's going to be...
Yeah, the where you're kind of pushing into. Yeah, I gotcha. Okay. It's an interesting one,
Something like that.
Yeah. I suppose there's no bloody science to it.
There's no science to it, thankfully.
Yeah, because if there was...
I'm fed up with science now.
I'm sick of it.
I'm annoyed with it.
Do you like Carl Sagan?
I used to like Carl Sagan.
He was good, wasn't he?
Cosmos.
Yeah.
Millions and millions of tiny particles.
Yeah.
We used to do impersonations of him. My brother was big into astronomy when he was younger. Still is, but much more so when he was in school, and he used to watch Cosmos.
Oh, yeah.
Carl
It's
Sagan
heavy stuff, though.
talking about the universe. How it felt.
Sometimes you're watching it and you're half an hour in, you're like, if I was to recount any of this to anyone, what could I say about anything?
Yeah.
And they're like, space is big?
All I ever heard was millions and trillions.
Yeah.
And then there's Brian Cox.
Yeah.
And every time I see Brian Cox,
the stars.
yeah, he's like, I was smiling a bit. And he's from Manchester.
Yeah.
And he's got that.
I think he's wearing an earpiece, though.
Is he?
I think he is. I don't think he doesn't look like the kind of fella that knows that stuff.
He's probably getting told it.
That's it.
Some 14-year-old nerd.
Exactly. Just like,
yeah. And he's, going, smiling, the universe is an amazing place. I always think that. I always think it'd be funny if Brian Cox was like sort of like more like Manchester, more like Oasis or something. You know?
Yeah, it was like walking across.
Just saw us. So like universe and all that. You know what I mean? It's out of this world. You know what I'm saying? You just see him dancing with a silhouette and the stars behind him.
Yeah. Throwing chips.
Yeah,
just walking across fucking cliff edges like this.
Giving it all that. You know, what I love more than the Beatles. Fucking universe.
It's fucking proper nice.
Proper nice, you know what I mean?
Tell you what.
Mad for it, you know.
Absolutely banging. Tell you what. Can't even lie.
Do you know what I mean? The Big Bang. Fucking banging.
Absolutely banging, mate. Can't even lie. That's what they say, you know. That's a new thing that they say over there in England. Can't even lie.
What does that mean?
It just means like to tell you the truth.
Oh, can't even lie.
Yeah, can't even lie.
Can't even lie.
Yeah, and then they go, no cap.
What's that mean?
Bullshit.
No cap.
I think cap means you're telling the truth, and then no cap is like you're bullshitting.
Really?
Yeah, it's all this fucking lingo to keep up with. It's it's all new internet sort of lingo.
Internet.
Yeah. Did you hear that they're getting rid of the internet in some schools in Ireland now again?
Are they?
They're getting people to bring back their books.
Bring back
yeah, they're doing it in Finland and different places.
Are they?
People are coming in just with big school bags, so their memories are better, but their backs are a bit.
The backs are fucked.
Backs are fucked.
I mean,
so like this.
The school books, I mean, I see Janet's kids, like the bags weigh a ton.
Yeah. You want to get those wheelie bags?
Huge. like, when I was at school 40, 50 years ago, had like a book.
One book.
Like one book with everything in it.
Yeah. Like those shampoo bottles,
the answers at the back.
Exactly.
There was just like, it was much less, I thought, whereas now kids have a textbook, a workbook, a folder, a thing for nearly every subject. So they have this piles of stuff in their bag already.
Yeah. And yet we have the phones that have any bit of information we're ever stuck for. So in a way, it's almost like, what's the point in I mean, it's good. It's good to have education, obviously. But at the same time, if I asked you something about France and you didn't know, that doesn't matter because I can check the phone. Yeah. So it's literally, what's the point of humans?
Of actually learning things or being taught things.
Well, yeah, but that sounds stupid to say that though, doesn't it?
They want to go off and
check it out on the phone
learn
anyway.
Themselves.
Yeah.
On something else.
Because the phone is the extension of the memory now.
Say it is, yeah. And will the leaving cert or the junior cert, will it be like questions like,
what do you make of chickens?
Yeah, or do you think Calvin Harris should build that extension on his house in a bracket? You can't even laugh. All these bits of slang thrown.
Cap or no cap?
Cap or no cap.
It could be that, or it could be like something.
True or false would be cap or no cap.
Yeah.
Multiple choice, true or false.
But I think it's more a case of like, just like, what was in your mind today? Or what did you think about when you woke up there? Just tell us that and keep going with the story. So it's like your imagination, because no one else really knows that. Like, well, there's information about space is almost like factual, you know, so you kind of, it's the same all across the board, you know, like if you find out who built the Eiffel Tower and I checked, we both checked the same answer. But if you told me how you think it was built, for example, that'd be different. So then that'd be new knowledge, you know? That's a stupid way to be.
No,
because
that's interesting. And years ago in the Ivy Gardens, I was at a show, and Eddie Pepitone, he's an American comic.
Eddie Pepitone,
kind of a bit older, probably.
Did he wear fedora?
I don't remember fedora, but he could have done.
He sounds like a man that'd wear fedora.
But he had this great bit about, now this is a long time ago, he was talking about Facebook rather than Insta and all that. And he was talking about, you know, stuff went up on Facebook, you could see somebody posted something and it was like, it had the time you posted it.
Yeah.
8 seconds ago or a minute ago, 1 minute ago. And he was saying, that's history now. History is now 3 seconds ago.
Mm-hmm.
You know, what the hell? We only know about stuff that happened 2 minutes ago.
Yeah.
What the hell? Nobody wants to know anymore about what happened 25 minutes ago.
As in like 25 minutes ago, as in ages ago.
As in that's ages ago now.
Oh yeah, that's true. Yeah. I suppose
25 minutes ago could be the 19th century for people now.
Yeah. I know exactly. Well, I was going to say I know exactly what you mean, but what I'm trying to say next is like probably nothing to do with what you're saying, but it's almost like when you make a video nowadays, it's like, oh, sure, you made a video, but that was half a day ago.
Yeah.
Whereas before, like a few years ago, you could do a video and you could nearly sit on that for a week.
Yeah.
And be like, oh yeah, someone might say to you, oh, I seen the video you made there last week.
Yeah.
But now if you make something, it goes into the pit and it's swirled away and it's gone within half a day.
Yeah. Well, a half a day.
Even less like.
And what's
love got to do with it?
What's love got to do with it, indeed? What is love
got to do
anyway? I've forgotten, and I do say a joke these days on stage when I forget stuff. I go, I'm losing my short-term memory. And a friend of mine said to me, if you think you're losing your short-term memory, you can think again.
Cod liver oil is the best thing for that.
Cod liver oil, is it?
Yeah, because
you remember where I put it.
Whoa!
But what are we talking about? What the
hell are we talking about? This is the problem with the we're on about information, the internet. You're on about your friend. You said 25 minutes goes a long time.
Yeah, something else just after that you just said.
The
whole video is going away.
Oh yeah, sorry, yeah.
Getting thrown away.
Yeah.
But then, like, it's like gone.
Yeah.
2 hours ago, gone.
Yeah.
Gone. But then, if it's 22 years old, it's beautiful.
Yeah. Time makes it a bit more precious. Yeah.
Vintage is coming back.
Yeah.
So when it's gone out of the memory for so long, and then it kind of comes back.
Yeah. Yeah.
Oh, wow, look at that.
That's a real thing, John. But what is that? Is that nostalgia?
Vintage. Oh, nostalgia. Oh.
Yeah.
Or, you know, but is that window going to compress into, you know, is vintage now going to be August of 2017 instead of the 90s.
You mean they're going to... No, because it wouldn't have to be
us.
bigger, though, because...
But is vintage going to be closer to us than it used to be?
Oh, I got you. Yeah. So it's shorter because we have more things pushed into our brain.
More things are coming and going.
Could be, yeah.
Coming and going.
Like, I don't know the number. I don't know if there's an exact number, but do you ever see a picture of yourself, we'll say, even from a few weeks ago, and you're like, I don't look great there.
Yeah.
And then you go back a couple of years, you're like, oh, geez, I was a young fella there. Like, you can even see in your face, the jowls, they're slightly thinner, and the clothes, you're like, oh, I should have held on to that jumper.
Yeah.
Or if you're doing something, like you're creative, you're working on it, and you're like, I should have kept going with that. That was good.
Yeah.
But at the time, like, I won't be able to watch this back at all. Like,
no.
This is, like, I don't watch anything back because I can't.
Right.
Have to have, like, at least 5-6 years to pass by.
Yeah,
but you're saying down the line, you might get even closer.
Will it though, or will it be further away? Like,
don't know.
Like in this is 2024, so in 2033, will like Billie Eilish be vintage or something?
Or will we even have time to think about it?
Probably won't have time to think about it with the chips in our head.
Exactly. Is that going to happen?
Probably.
Fingers, I think the finger first. That's where I heard it's going. Because that's just like, if you put it straight into the head, it's like, come on, that's a bit much.
Yeah, but you have to start on the fingers, is it?
Start on the fingers, because they're a bit more like, whatever, the finger. Yeah. Sure, if it goes wrong, I'll just chop the finger off. And then you know what? Then you start, you start getting like the nails start coming off. So just put it in the wrist
here. Yeah, I should put it in here. Look at.
Then you'll have two either side.
Behind the eyes.
Exactly, yeah. Just like, but interesting future ahead, John.
Yeah, well, I like that episode of Father Ted where the writer is living in the cottage. Her name is Gemma Craven, the actor, and she goes, "Father, do you ever think about the future?" And Ted goes, "Well, I used to think about it, and then it was the past. then it was the present, and then I thought about it a lot. And then it was the past, and I didn't think about it at all." Just a
very succinct way of kind of like dealing with life.
Yeah,
definitely. Yeah, it's hard to be in the present though. Yeah, I'm trying my
Everyone's trying to avoid it. Do you ever notice that?
Yeah, I do know that. Actually, yeah, you're right. Moment. Yeah, myself included.
You go out there and there's people running around, but they're all in different time zones.
Yeah, and sometimes you say something or they say something to you, and it pulls you into the moment. You're like, oh fuck, this is a bit mental. This is
the moment.
It is, yeah. Jesus Christ, tag that one.
You better put that picture of that record into this.
I will, or else it'll make those in.
Put cached. I think you can put it over the whole of what we're talking about. Just that couple smiling.
I think so. Because I don't think anyone wants to look at me, touch my face, and blink all the time.
I think they do. Your fans do. They want us.
Don't have any.
I think they do. But that's a great.
That could be me and you someday, John. Which one are you? Which one am I?
Yeah. I don't know. That's me on the right.
Yeah.
That's you on the left with the tash.
But you know what? I'd love to have a tash like that.
Richard Harris, not Richard Harris, Robert Shaw, that used to live in, the actor who was in Jaws.
Oh, yeah.
He used to live in Tormakeady.
That's right, he did. I seen a statue of that lad.
Yeah, there's a statue of him down there.
There is, down by the water, but I was shocked. I read that and I couldn't get over that. He was from that area and he was in Jaws.
No, he wasn't from that area. He was from somewhere in Yorkshire. But
sorry. Okay.
And he moved.
Did he have a heart attack there or something?
He had a heart attack at the side of the road. He was only 50 or 51 or something.
Jesus Christ.
Good actor.
Do you know, coming home from, I used to go to a very small national school, and on the way home, there used to be like a little shrine.
Yeah.
And your man's name was something Linsky, but I remember he died on the hill moving cattle. The hill was like that incline.
It's not a hill, it's a cliff.
It's a fucking cliff edge. Yeah. So I was like, yeah, that makes a lot of sense.
Yeah.
And I used to walk past that shrine every day from school. And I used to be big into religion at the time. Every time I'd go past the shrine, I'd bow my head.
Would you?
And I'd bless myself. And the more I think about it, the more I'm like, I had like OCD or something like that. Because I used to go like this, John. I'd bless myself this hand, bless myself this hand, and then do it with the two hands. I'd have to balance it out. Did you ever have that where you had to turn?
Lots of things.
Have you? Yeah, I have so many of them.
Oh, God, yeah.
They're like you're trying to push them down.
Getting better, but be focused on certain things that have to be done.
Yeah. OCD kind of job.
Yeah, it's like, and get a bit freaked if the sequence doesn't happen.
Yeah.
In the way I want, the way in my habit.
Yeah. Yeah.
I always do this at this time. Kind of
right. Okay.
And then I can't.
Like, what would be one of them?
Just like, I guess it's stuff to do with simple things like walking the dogs or or stuff to do with my mom and her care, and when I go shopping or what time I do things.
Yeah.
Like if I don't do them in the time.
Oh, really?
I'm going, something wrong here now.
So you like structure more than anything, is it?
No, it's structure. I think it's not that structured, but I had all sorts of brain farts about lights and been on, and if I was here doing this thing and I turn everything off, and then I'd be at home and I'm going, didn't turn that light off. Then I come back up here in the middle of the night.
Would you?
Yeah. Even though you could see from the street that the light wasn't on.
Right. And you'd have to come all the way up.
Here, if it was on my mind like that, I'd have that light on. Back up and it'd be off.
Yeah.
And I'd switch it on again, just so as I could switch it off.
Oh,
again.
wow.
Sure that
Yeah. That's intense.
I'm not sure I should be talking about this.
No. I think it's good. Because I'm sure people have that sort of thing too.
Yeah. My favourite band, do you know who they are?
Don't tell me, Bananarama.
No. OCDC.
Fuck's sake, why didn't I see that one coming?
Yeah, come out and they start the song and then they start the song and then they start the song.
Oh, no, but John, like, you don't need to be worried about that because I got if I do this, I have to go back.
Oh, okay.
And then that.
These are good things, yeah.
Or if I see like a name, like a shop sign that says Durkins, I'd have to go DURKNS.
Would you do an anagram of it?
What do you mean?
Would you like spell it?
I'd say Durkins. If I say the word, I have to spell it. And if there's an I in it, I have to go DOT for the dot on top. It's just like, it gets a bit much. And then I laugh at it. Then I'm like, no, that's silly. I don't get caught up in the weirdness of it. But it's not, I don't know where it came from. It's suppressed emotions from childhood.
So it's a kind of a safety thing.
Probably is, yeah.
Something about feeling safe or something. Or,
yeah. Driving around Mayo, I want to feel safe.
Yeah. I mean, I had to do stuff in certain times. Like, I'd have to have that done by that time and that done by that time. And I'd be freaked if I didn't get the...
And then I'd be the opposite for that.
I'd be anxious then if I was running out of time to do things that weren't necessary.
Right.
Yeah.
You mean like shopping, would say?
Shopping or cleaning a certain thing and thinking about a cup over there. And when I'd be going between one thing and another, I'd start thinking about, I can't leave that there because that's going to trip the next person. You know, this kind of crap.
Yeah. Yeah. I think everyone has that though, do they?
So as you know, basically...
You're falling apart.
Basically, John, how was the comedy going for you?
Not good.
Not great, no, because I'm out of my mind.
But I find a great thing about comedy is that, like, there's a lot of the comedy is in your own weirdness.
Yeah.
And like when you, instead of being like, fuck, I better change that habit because that's weird. Like, I was in Croatia recently and I was looking at the men all the time.
Yeah.
And I was kind of like, what would happen if, like, you know, there was something kicked off and I'm like, they're big guys. And then I was looking into, why are like Croatian men so tough? And are they tougher than Western, like European men? And I'm like, what? And then I was like laughing at that one.
Yeah.
Why do I even care about this? Why do I genuinely care about the toughness of Croatian men? Like genuinely.
Well, I would be if I was surrounded by them. I'd have to Google it.
We were in a sauna now.
Before they hit me, I have to Google it, see how tough they were, so I could know what force,
what level of pain to feel.
I was going to get.
Yeah.
And what pain to be ready for.
I get you. Maybe I should have done that, but there's no internet there. There's no internet in Croatia. There actually was one time we were over there and there was, for some reason, we landed upon like a localized sort of MMA club.
Really?
So there's like loads of lads outside this they have a big Temple of Augustus.
Yeah.
It's the biggest temple outside of Italy.
Yeah.
It's preserved. It's from the year 2 years before Jesus was born.
Old Roman Empire.
Old stuff. Like, but they had some like MMA dudes standing outside of like, just like all, you know, like doing commentary and like a conference sort of job. And there was like fellas dressed up as Roman emperors there.
Wow.
And I was like giddy just watching them. I was like, this is great. And my girlfriend was like laughing away at me going, you really are into this stuff. And I was like, am I? I am.
It's interesting.
Yeah, I have fascination with strong men.
Imagine if MMA fighting was MDMA fighting.
Yeah.
Just
two lads holding each other. And after an hour, he's like, just don't be tired of
them. And then having bottles of water beside him.
Yeah.
And then some music and then more hugging.
Yeah, it'd be nice.
Be all right, wouldn't it?
Maybe for the final round they should do that.
Maybe should, yeah.
Get the pain out of the way and then just like hug it out. Two lads just lying there.
Hug it out, lads. Hug it out.
No gouging, lads. No gouging.
Yeah.
That's it, John.
Okay.
That's our time up.
I think that's great.
Thanks.
It's great to be here. And that's it, John.
And yeah, we've got some gigs coming up.
Yes, indeed. I'm delighted. You have to edit this.
No worries. No, we're going to edit this.
We'll do it on the phone.
Okay, cool. All right.
Yeah.
Check it out in the fun. Bye.
Bye.
This is the Owens Odyssey podcast. Thanks for being here.